These folks have a lot going for them, including brains. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for another Top 10 Smartest Celebrities. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we've looked at celebrities who are far more than just a pretty face. However, those who achieved fame as a direct result of their intelligence do not qualify. In short, the intelligence of contenders should not be what they are most famous for. That being said, if your favorite brainiac celebrity didn't make our list, be sure to check out our original list of the top 10 smartest celebrities. Number 10, Matt Damon.
That's gonna last until next year. You're gonna be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital forming effects of military mobilization.
Does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? A young Matt Damon may suggest the latter, as his breakout work in Good Will Hunting told the story of an incredibly talented young man forced to face his past and live up to his potential at the prestigious Harvard University. Damon actually began working on the award-winning screenplay during a playwriting class he was taking at, you guessed it, Harvard University.
One scene survived, actually, from what I handed in, with what eventually became Good Will Hunting.
This, of course, skyrocketed him to fame, and his light has hardly dimmed since then. But it did cut short his studies, technically making Damon just short of being a college grad. But take a look past the charisma and good looks, and you'll find a well-spoken, very bright man as well.
I hope you'll turn toward the problem of your choosing. I hope you'll drop everything. And I hope you'll solve it.
Number 9, Edward Norton.
Hey man, what are you reading?
Listen to this. It's an article written by an organ in the first person.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Norton seemingly applied this logic to Yale, as he's modestly allowed this impressive era of his life to fly largely under the radar. A back injury forced him to give up the glory of rowing and take a stab at theater. But Edward actually began a promising career in business before fully transitioning to film. Moving to Japan after graduation to consult the nonprofit Enterprise Community Partners, Norton spoke fluent Japanese, although his vocab has become limited since, and remains on the company's board of trustees to this day. Number 8, Rashida Jones.
I'm not gonna talk for long because I have to pee again. Because I have to pee every 6 minutes because I have a beach ball in my stomach that's punching on my bladder.
With notable roles in Parks and Recreation, The Office, and The Social Network, to name a few, Jones has more than her fair share of enviable accomplishments. She also has a considerable head on her shoulders.
So the moral of the story is, if you make out with someone in Leverett Library, you're guaranteed at least a network sitcom.
Yet another Harvard alum, Jones successfully graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Comparative Religion in 1997. She actually had plans to become a lawyer, but the O.J. Simpson trial allegedly left her jaded. Instead, 1997 saw her take her first step into the limelight with a role in the Mario Puzo miniseries The Last Dawn, before catching her major break on Boston Public. And things have only been on the up and up ever since.
Get out of this office. Get out of my life.
Number 7, Steve Martin.
Do you know if the killer was a man or a woman?
Well, of course I know that. What else is there?
It takes a true genius to play a fool, and Steve's had his fair share of roles as the sucker. He's also a member of Mensa, an IQ society only open to those in the 98th percentile or higher. Just take a look at his successful repertoire of work, and it's clear that there is a high degree of headiness to it.
My astronaut application form.
With books, screenplays, and music out there along with his many comedic roles, this man can do it all. Martin enrolled in philosophy at California State University and later UCLA, and had originally intended to become a professor, a path that instead led him straight to comedy.
Because I gotta be me.
Number 6, Emma Watson.
Wingardium Leviosa.
You may know her best as the incredibly intelligent witch Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series, and Watson had plenty of inspiration to draw upon for her role. In 2011, she became a student while maintaining her acting career, working towards a degree in English literature from Brown University, while also studying for a time at Oxford. Watson is clearly quite well spoken, and her UN Women campaigns more than prove it. The only downside to all this? Trying to avoid imaginary points for Gryffindor from unruly classmates whenever she answers a question. Number 5. Ken Jeong.
Your spectacular breasts mean nothing to me.
It's not appropriate at all. Just saying. He could totally lose his license.
There's probably a good chance your first introduction to this actor was a full view of his unmentionables in his side-splitting performance in The Hangover. Is it a surprise to hear he would also be more than prepared to save your life on a minute's notice? Ken Jeong studied pre-med at Duke University and got his MD at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
7 years, I work full-time.
Hey, not too many actors can transition to a 6-figure job at a hospital if the roles dry up. During his early days, Jeong actually would split his time between treating patients and taking comedy gigs before his big break as a doctor in Knocked Up.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
No.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
I have on occasion.
On occasion when? When was the last time you had one cig?
Number 4. Geena Davis.
Handbook for the recently diseased.
Deceased.
They say if you say Beetlejuice 3 times in a row, a Mensa member who's fluent in Swedish with an IQ of 140 will appear.
Your Excellencies and honored guests. Ers Majestät, det är ett privilegium att vara här ikväll.
While Davis may be most associated with Thelma and Louise and Beetlejuice, she's put her impressive intelligence to good use as well. Notably, Geena received an honorary doctorate from Bates College in 2009 for research on gender studies in the media. Hey, it's not easy to be an Olympic-caliber athlete, Academy Award-winning actress, and noted genius, but this triple threat is accomplished. Number 3. Jon Stewart.
Jesus, Mohammed, and Moses all went to the same high school. There will never be peace there.
If anyone ever tries to make the argument that stand-up comedy is a fool's profession, Jon Stewart is more or less the definitive counter-argument to this claim. Before his historic stint on The Daily Show, Stewart studied at the College of William and Mary, majoring in psychology.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had forgotten how crushingly dull these ceremonies are. Thank you.
Despite his clear intelligence, he decided to bounce around to various odd jobs, while taking a stab at comedy clubs in New York City. Today, Stewart has left his mark in film, literature, TV, and more. His influence is widespread, and his knack for entertainment with weight continues to permeate our culture, despite the fact that he walked away from the show that made him a household name. Number 2. Sharon Stone.
Did you kill Mr. Boz, Miss Trammell?
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing and then kill somebody the way I described it in my book.
Stone is an Academy Award-nominated actress, and a certain leg-crossing scene in Basic Instinct has reached nearly legendary status in film lore. But she's also undoubtedly the smartest person in most rooms she walks into. At age 15, while most of us were working on getting our learner's permit, Sharon was awarded a college scholarship to Edinburgh University, where she studied creative writing and fine arts.
I'm not stupid.
With an IQ of 154, Stone is comfortably in the top portion of the 99th percentile, qualifying for but never actually joining Mensa.
It wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be hard at all.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I think the last certificate of merit I received was my cycling proficiency.
So I'm wondering if you have any background in education.
Of course, I worked at a school for 3 years.
You did?
Yeah.
Look, I know how, an actor writing poetry sounds. Yeah. I have a master's degree in poetry, so...
Number 1. Quentin Tarantino.
I don't need you to tell me how f***ing good my coffee is, okay? I'm the one who buys it. I know how good it is.
Don't get any ideas, but Tarantino dropped out of high school and landed a job at a porn theater. This behavior may not appear emblematic of a genius, but he's undeniably just that.
I mean, it's not a place for smart people, Jerry.
Yes, a slew of films that are considered masterpieces may indicate his prowess, but the Pulp Fiction director had set himself apart from the rest of the world long before that with a nearly unheard of IQ of 160. For reference, this puts him squarely in the 99.996th percentile, right next to legendary theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking. Truly a poster child of structured education's shortcomings, Tarantino was destined to shake things up from the very beginning.
But at the same time, though, yeah, there's a lot more to competition, but also those crappy movies aren't competition if the f***ing thing is like f***ing dynamite.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.